Out here Friday night working on it. All of us are, well, hard at work doing bits and pieces.
Hardly working or hardly work?
Yeah, working hard, hardly working. At the moment, I'm hardly working. But just to flip it around and show what everybody else is doing. Liam is hard at work with the on the manifold side of things. We have decided to go for a sidewinder style setup. The bay is, it's not bad like the space, but it's just everything else in the way. The servo, you've got all the lines, clutch lines come off the back. I just thought it's going to be easier, if I just go and show up on here. It's going to be easier to bring it out and round on the side. I mean, downpipe can literally flip up and down. Obviously it's easy to, not say that our eBay £100 job is going to break like, but if it did, it is simple to get to. The lines are obviously going to run for the oil return down straight, obviously, and then the feed coming up over here. The ABS we're probably going to do away with for now. I'm 95% certain we're just going to get rid. So I'm just going to hold it roughly how it's going to sit.
Somewhere around there.
So something like that. Here's the plan. I'll have a couple of mounts that are coming either off the gearbox or off this, yeah, probably off the gearbox to obviously just give it a bit of support from underneath. Obviously there's quite a lot of length of pipe. What else? That's pretty much all from the car. I don't know. Actually, one more thing. We've got, you see there, we've dropped the subframe off. We had a power steering rack on it, which we don't want, and also I've decided to swap out from the GTI rack to a poverty one to be able to utilise the dogbow mount that came with this engine mount kit. Upon taking it off, one of the bolts got a bit nasty, so it had to be cut out and ground. And well, I'm doing so, and if I set my auto torch, someone has been at it previously and literally just bodged pigeon shit back into it, not even cleaned it up. That is
there's not any.
That's a really bad repair. So Sam's going to be cutting that out and obviously trying to work on a better fix, and hopefully by tonight we can have the obviously the standard the poverty subframe back up with a manual power steering rack, and sort of get it roughly look at everything in place so we know how everything's going to sit. So this is the dead engine. It's staying in here till literally the engine's done. We're happy with how all the pipework routing is going to sit, how basically the wiring is going to be.
Good engine, then.
Yeah, so obviously this is being painted, which leads us on to what Dave's up to. So Dave is now king painter. So we got.
Himself as much as the engine.
It turns out I had 2 tins of yellow hammerite, which sort of what's the word? I say man, I do like yellow, and I wanted something like bright and quite obnoxious. That's what the car is going to be, so I thought it fits quite well. So it's in an ideal world, I mean, everything will be stripped off and done like we've done previously on our VL6s and the other 180s, but for now this is literally
This is an eBay engine.
This is an eBay engine, and a rod or something is probably going to come through the side of the block, so this level of effort is more than fine. So please don't flame me. We have done better, and we also done worse as well, but just go with it. So that's that. And me, what I'm doing is I'm up here on the corner. I've got some of the bits and pieces for the rebuild. We've got a set of band pistons. Obviously this was an AUM engine. Obviously it comes with the 19mm with the tapered rods. Throwing them out, junk. We've got a set of max speeding rods, everyone's favourite. A set of band pistons out of a previous build that we did. So I'm just literally, they've been ultrasonicked. I think we ultrasonicked them quite a while ago. I'm just going to give them a clean up, give the wrist pins a clean and some lube on them. Fit the rods to them, grab the rings out, and once Dave has finished this coat, I'll get the little jig out to so we can gap the new rings, obviously, which are located here. I've got new bearings, I've got some new gaskets, cam caps, new oil filter, head gasket set. So pretty much everything you need. All these parts were got either on eBay, or I think a lot of them are from whatever that German one is. Autodoc, that's the one. So when they had offers on like 33% off, I bought a load of bits and pieces. We've still got basically a spare rebuild for a 180's worth of parts down here.
Need pistons.
But yeah, but that needs, this block is lipped, so the reason I'm not using this one, because it does need overboring the pistons. I mean, for this being a very eBay spec, I thought it's not really fitting to go to that much effort. I have also bought a set of Roston exhaust valves.
We are not putting them in my engine.
He says this, but
they're not going in that engine. That engine's
there's going to be
engine's going to end up going in my Lupo. So. It's
I still think full send.
no.
But
Yeah, full send on stock parts. Stock heavy take 500 brake, and that's what we're targeting. So.
I do need, for the coilovers, obviously I need to sort out one of the top mount of the cup. Someone has been very heavy-handed with it and smashed it. That's a job I should have probably ordered some today, but Monday or tomorrow I'll get some bought. So this when it goes back together, obviously it can't be dry for quite a while yet, so it's not the end of the world. And also, on the fire I found a bit, Sam brought his slicks over, so there's a set of 13-inch slicks. How wide are they, Sam?
8.7, I think.
That was it. And how tall?
7 by either 25.5 or 26, I think they're tall.
Yeah, so
It works out to about a 225, 40, 18.
do you want to hold it up into the arch?
Yeah.
So it's,
Big.
yeah, they are slightly huge. So
They're big.
we're going to cross that bridge when we get to it. So I may have bought a GTI front end for it. I'm just waiting to see if I can get it couriered. But that's the last piece of the puzzle. That'll be nice. So it's only a couple of £100 like, so relatively speaking, this is going to be a very cheap build. Right, okay, I'm going to get back to it. Dave, all good?
Yep.
So, right, hopefully, more progress. Sam's ground this little chunk out after that someone's had a previous attempt with. This is the result. I mean, yeah, that's done horribly, and that's literally just pigeoned it all together, as we said.
We just cut a hole and then just bodged it back together and left.
So yeah, we're just having a look now. Let's get
In there that wasn't welded to it, so they'd have just stuck a spanner on that and then
weld it up afterwards.
yeah, loaded the hole up. Rather
Absolute worst way of doing it, like, but I've had to that much hassle and not done it properly. But yep, Sam's gonna dig it all out. We're gonna have a look now and tack something back onto it.
And just push that back up there. So I'll snap that out and then clean it up. Make a new bit out. Some 3mm when I get some from mine.
20 to 12. I decided to crack out a can of cider, and this is the update. Dave is on coat number 3. We don't think coat number 4 will probably all cover it, so I probably need 5 coats to build up a decent, smooth, even coverage. Liam has done a cracking stellar job on the collector, so that's all done now. Just waiting for it to cool down because there's still a lot of heat still left in that, and that's a 25mm plate, is it?
Yeah, it's 25mm thick, bit of a solid burnt out disc that we use for hammering at work. Welded the flange down to try to stop the warp, and it's worked, but it took some fucking heat to weld it.
So that's why I wait for that, and tomorrow that'll get all cleaned up. And we've sort of had it on. I'll say had it on. So the bits mocked up. So we're roughly just working out the final resting positions. That's tomorrow's job. We've got the rods on the pistons. Waiting for probably tomorrow now. And we'll gap the rings. We need to get the little jig out to sort that. Started cleaning up the steering rack. So the subframe is being left that I can get powder coated, but was unsure on what colour to do these. Well, really unsure. Probably, or maybe a dark glitter grey that we know looks quite nice on wheels. But being that the car is probably going to go yellow, engine bay is going purple. Don't really want something overly bright on these, especially when we can't really see them anyway. But I'll clean it up, I think, just a little bit. We'll get the rear beam done at some other point. Lower arms again at some other point, but we'll wait and see.